I say I'm shooting shots straight to the point just like the podcast. Other teams, they run into my shooters cause we got that. I killed the game and left the court with no condolence. I'm still gonna shoot my shot no matter how big the moment is. She ain't like when Jay Best get on that phone. Yeah. You watch it from the TVs in your homes. Yeah. They feeling like in 7, leave a comment down below. Yeah.
This might be the hardest breakdown I think we're going to do, in my honest opinion. And that's the NFC North. This is the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, the Vikings. Y'all, let's end this show on a high note. Real break down the NFC North starting from 4-1.
Yes, sir. To break down the NFC North, I think, like Jay Best said, this will be one of the best divisions in football, starting off at number 4. And this isn't saying, like I said, it'll be one of the best divisions in football. All 4 of these teams could possibly make the playoffs. But at number 4, I'm going with the Green Bay Packers, who is one of my favorite teams in the playoff in this division. You look at last year, whenever Michael Parsons got hurt, I want to say the Packers didn't win a game the rest of the season. They went from number 1 seed in the NFC all the way down to maybe the last seed in the NFC. So they were playing a wild card game on the road. And so, like I said, they didn't win a game with Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons said he won't play this year until mid-October. And they gave up Rashad Gary earlier this offseason. So
and they lost Quay Walker too, by the way. Just to let you know.
So I can definitely see. And they lost Romeo Doubs and Dontavius Wick. So I'm just saying I can definitely see this Packers team possibly going 0-6 to start the season off without Micah Parsons. Then moving on to the 3rd seed, I got the Minnesota Vikings being right here. I'm hoping and I'm knowing Kevin O'Connell, which is one of the best coaches in the league, one of the best offensive masterminds in the league, is going to get this Vikings offense back on track. I think the way that the Vikings played last year, we kind of forget how much talent this Vikings team has. Still have T.J. Hawkinson. They still have Justin Jefferson. Still got Jordan Addison, who I consider one of the best receiving corps in the league, if not top 3 for sure. Then you still got Brian Flores calling the defense. So you know the defense is going to be really, really good. So I got the Vikings coming in at 3. Coming in at 2, I got the division winners last year, the Chicago Bears. I know for a fact that this division rivalry between the Lions and the Bears is not going to be one-sided. This is going to be a back-and-forth rivalry, and I got the Bears coming in at 2nd place this year. Caleb Williams is going to have MVP numbers, but I think the defense is going to hold him back a little bit. Then, moving on to the 1st seed, I got the Lions winning the division. I think they're going to be very, very hungry after everything that happened last year. We also got to remember last year they had a lot of injuries to the defense. This year they're going to be 100% healthy. You got Aiden Hutchinson, Brian Branch, one of the best duos in the league. Kirby Joseph basically missed all of last year. He's going to be 100% healthy. Teron Arnold healthy in the secondary. This is going to be a very, very good team. And I love the Lions' first-round pick. They got Monroe Freeling, the tackle from Georgia. Oh, my gosh. If that O-line, they were moving last year and they were moving the year before, they're finna be moving now, for real. So I got the Lions winning the division. And that's how I see the NFC North playing out.
All right, so Rail has the Packers, the Vikings, Bears, and then the Lions. All right, Jared, what you got for your NFC North breakdown?
As much as I want this team to not be 4th in their division, as much as I want this guy to, shut up all the haters and all the critics.
Well, we're going to keep talking, especially if
I have the Vikings finishing last. I do. And I think it'll be a similar situation to last year where they do, once again, the Lions and Vikings both were 9-8. They both were 9-8.
Real quick, don't mean cut you off. I have a very important question for you. So if Kyler Murray comes and they end up in the same spot they ended in last year, well, I don't think that was last. Was it them or the Lions last?
The Lions were technically last. They had the same record, though.
Okay, same record. So if you're in the same spot as you were last year, then what is that as an organization? What does that mean?
Is it his fault?
It would have to be. It would have to be because y'all say they're QB away. So if I add Kyler Murray and we end up in the same spot, then what's the excuse?
You're in a tough division. You like.
Okay, I'll just try to see what
hard. It's hard in this league, man. It's hard in this league.
Oh, it's hard.
They don't have the easiest schedule in the world. It's hard in this league, man.
I don't hear that. He said it's hard. Okay, but go ahead, continue.
Like I said, once again, I hope they do not end up in this position. But as my analytic opinion, I have them finishing last. I think when you look around this division, when it comes to talent, it's there, but it's not what these other teams have in this division. It's not, and I have to give these other teams the credit they deserve. So, but like you said, once again, it all depends on Kyler Murray. If Kyler Murray channels his inner 2021 season where he lost to the Super Bowl champs that year in the first round, I think that this team can be good. Because didn't he win the division that year, if I'm not mistaken?
The year they went to the playoffs and lost to the Rams?
Yes.
I want to say that big game might have been in Arizona.
I think that game was in Arizona.
It might have been in Arizona. Keep going.
I don't think so. I'm gonna
figure it out. Go ahead. Keep going.
But yeah, so like I said, if Kyler Murray can be at his absolute best, I don't think they will be here. But that was a long time ago. I'm not gonna reminisce in the past. So I do have the Vikings finishing last in this division. Third, I have the Green Bay Packers. I do think that I'm still not sold on Jordan Love. I don't
mean to cut you off again, but I just looked up Kyler Murray trying to figure out if that game was at home, right? Mm-hmm. And Yahoo Sports said Kyler Murray's early Viking struggles opened the door for JJ McCarthy. I just wanted to put that out there, but you keep going.
Spring can't we're not worried about this, okay? We're not worried about it. Find the information you were supposed to find.
Okay? JJ McCarthy showing major growth.
Find the information you're supposed to find. We do not care about this. Find the information you're supposed to find.
You're right. That's my bad. Go ahead.
Anyways, I do have the Packers at 3. I'm not the biggest believer in Jordan Love. If you've listened to this podcast before, you hear me say it time and time again. I really don't think he's that guy. At least that guy that the league and fans prop him up to be. And he just lost a lot of his weapons. Key weapons that we've seen him go to over and over again in Romeo Doubs and Dontavius Wicks. So I just don't see him being the same guy that he was before. I really don't. When you look at Christian Watson and Matthew Golden being his first 2 options, Christian Watson can't even stay on the field. He's hurt half the year. So Matthew Golden really depending on that guy to be your number 1. I'm not too sold on it. I'm just not. They will be competitive. We need to see how Michael Parsons looks. But other than that, I'm not too hyped up on this team. I'm not. At number 2, I have the Detroit Lions. I think that this is going to be a bounce back year for them. I do. I think that they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to make some noise in the NFC. They've given the keys to Jahmyr Gibbs in his backfield, and he's going to have a very, very explosive season. It just depends on Jared Goff. They can go as far as Jared Goff and health can take them. Well, I'll say Jared Goff, health, and Dan Campbell. That's as far as they can go, as those 3 lead them. Okay, if this team is fully healthy, Jared Goff still has to play good enough, and Dan Campbell has to make the right decisions because we know at times he can get antsy, he can get very ego-driven, want to go for it a lot, and that has cost them some games. So I think this team's going to bounce back, though. I think they have the easy schedule in football, or one of the easy schedules in football. So I do think that they're going to use that to their advantage and definitely win some games. But I have them finishing behind the division champs, the repeat division champs, the Chicago Bears. I think they found it last year. I really do. I think that last year they're ahead of schedule. And when teams are normally ahead of schedule, they come back even better than they were the year before that. I think that Caleb Williams, he's really going to have to set himself up. This team hasn't had a 4,000-yard quarterback in their franchise history. Franchise history, haven't had a 4,000-yard quarterback. I think Caleb Williams is about to put up MVP-type numbers, and I think that he's going to have a great season that we are all going to remember. I think that this great season will lead to them being number 1 in that division.
Okay. All right. I like it. And I did fact check. That game was in LA. So, Real, you were right about that one.
It was in LA? Okay.
It was in LA. 34-11 embarrassing loss. That was in LA.
You lost to a super team.
Just wanted to point that. Hey,
you lost to a super team.
You're right. It's hard. It's hard. You're right. It's hard. You said it's hard. Okay, it's hard.
Sheesh.
All right. My NFC North breakdown. I'm gonna flip it up. I'm gonna switch it a little bit, guys. Number 4, I'm gonna go with the Vikings. Okay. This is a part of my personal wants. I want this franchise to fail this year. I just do. I think they did JJ McCarthy so dirty, and I just want to see them go, under. I just want to see it. I want to see Kyler Murray come here and fail because I don't think that Kevin O'Connell and this front office did JJ McCarthy. They didn't do right by him. They gave him 1 year and said, we're done with you, basically. And what you're not going to do is say, we're done with you, Kyler Murray come and fail. Then, JJ McCarthy, we need you. No. This is the route you want to go. Trade JJ. Get him out of there, please, because it's what you wanted, right? So go get Kyler Murray. It's cool. But I do think that if you look at all of these teams top to bottom, them and the Packers are definitely fighting for that 3-4 spot. So I would not be shocked if they were the 3rd seed and the Packers were the 4th seed. But I do think that those 2 spots are going to be fought by these 2 teams. So I do think that the Vikings, I don't think Kyler Murray will live up to expectations. And I think that they will spiral out of control. I think it might start off cute at first, but then at some point it's going to go downhill. Next, I have the Packers. The Packers, to me, like Real said, have way too many losses for me to be confident that they can be what they were last year. And I've been saying it since he got hurt, and I'm going to keep saying it to this day. Will Micah Parsons come back the same guy? A lot of his success in rushing the passer comes from explosiveness, speed, agility, being able to bend the corner. Everything with him is about being athletic. It's about being an athlete. And if you have any kind of lower body injury that's that major, I think that there is a conversation to be had that he might not come back the same. I'm just saying it's very possible. And if he's not as explosive as he once was, then you already invested most of your future into him. You lost a trade. So I think that that's going to be a big factor this year. Like Real said, they lost Rashawn Gary. They lost Quay Walker. So they only lost Kenny Clark in that trade. The only real dog on defense that you have, in my opinion, outside of Xavier McKinney, is Micah Parsons. And he won't be there, like Real said, until October. Now, Real, I will say this real quick. I want to bring you back in here. They play the Vikings week 1. This is without Micah Parsons. W or L?
L.
They play, and this is in Minnesota, by the way. So I feel you on that. They play the Jets in New York. W or L?
They'll win. They can win that one. They'll win that one.
Okay, the Falcons in Green Bay. W or L?
Falcons can win that one.
Sheesh. L. Tampa in Tampa Bay. W or L?
L.
Bears in Green Bay.
L.
Cowboys in Green Bay.
L.
Okay, so you just said 1 win. So they're going 1-5 to start the season off. Then you're right. They could be in a hole that they can't get out of. So I agree, especially if Micah Parsons can't come back. Now I will give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll say they'll beat Atlanta maybe, but 2-3 is what I'm possibly looking at. Well, I say 1-5, no, 2-4. Sorry, 2-4 is what we're potentially looking at. So the first 6 weeks, that could be hard to bounce back from, especially if Micah Parsons is not that guy. Mind you, as I said, they have the 4th hardest schedule. So it's not going to get easier after that. It's still going to be hard. All right.
Mind you also, Josh Jacobs just beat his girlfriend.
So we still don't know how that's really going to play out. I think
we never seen that play out good in the NFL, ever.
Facts. So I agree with you on that. Okay, so with the hard schedule, Michael Parsons injury, Josh Jacobs drama, them losing guys, I think that they could definitely be 3rd or 4th, but I'm going to say 3rd. All right. 2nd, this is going to shock y'all. I'm going with the Bears 2nd. Okay. Y'all know I don't like the Lions, but I'm going to tell you why I got the Lions at 1 and 2nd. The Bears, to me, once a young QB hits, right, once they get going, 9 times out of 10, they keep it going unless they get hurt. Like Jaden Daniels, he hit early. He got hurt. So his excuse is injury. If Caleb Williams stay healthy, they have a chance to win every game. I think he is that kind of guy. He's a guy that can make a play out of nothing. He gives me Mahomes-esque feel when it comes to early Mahomes talent is what Caleb Williams gives me. And with that kind of talent and a coach in Ben Johnson who knows how to draw it up, I think that they will be dangerous regardless. Yes, the defense took some hits. They lost some guys, but they also had a nice draft pick in the 1st round, safety from Oregon. I like him. I do think that their defense doesn't have that much pressure because your offense, this is Caleb Williams in year 2 Ben Johnson offense. So your offense should be able to put up a good amount of points to where your defense doesn't have that much pressure. Now, this Bears team has the hardest schedule in the league, which is why I'm going to put them at number 2 in this division. To piggyback off Jared, the Lions have the 6th easiest schedule in the league. So I do think that the Lions will win this division. Rail said it perfectly. Last year, they had a lot of injuries, right? I still don't like Dan Campbell and Jared Goff. I think those are 2 guys you cannot trust in big moments. But when it comes to the regular season, they take care of business for the most part. Last year was the only year we kind of saw them and said, ew, like the Lions, y'all look pathetic. But a lot of that had to do with injuries, as Rail said. But I'm going to make a guarantee, guys. Last week's guarantee was the 49ers win week 1. Okay, I'm going to do a guarantee for every single division. So 49ers week 1 W was my guarantee. I think Real was okay with it. Jared hated it. Okay, this week The Lions, although they will win the division, will be a first-round exit no matter who they play. I'm guaranteeing it today. And I am guaranteeing also, to tag on to that Dan Campbell will get fired after this year. Any rebuttal? Do we have anybody want to say, no, Jay Best, that is not going to happen like you did last week? Anybody?
I don't want to rebuttal it, but who's to say they're not the first seed and play?
I'm glad you said that. Because of the easy schedule, because of the 6 easy schedule, I'm glad you said that. Whoever they play first in the NFL playoffs, second round, if they get the bye, or first round, they will lose. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. I'm guaranteeing that today. And Dan Campbell will get fired. Any rebuttal? Jared. So Rail said, of course, what if they win the conference? Cool. They'll lose the second round. Jared, any rebuttal?
No rebuttal out of me.
So if they play the Saints, they play the Saints in the wild card.
Boy, real, we're not worried about y'all. We're not worried about y'all. We're not worried about y'all. No, I'm not putting up with this. No, we're not. No, this is not the hypothetical we are playing.
Go ahead, Real. Go ahead.
I do. What I'm saying is, if like a mid team plays them, like you still
okay. So, for example, I have the Giants squeezing in. If they're the second seed, they play the Giants first round, right? You talking about something like that?
Yeah, but like the Giants are a good team. Like I'm talking, let's say like a surprise team make it. Surprise team.
So you don't think the Giants like making the playoffs will be a surprise? You don't think so?
No, I think they're gonna make the playoffs.
Okay, so give me a surprise team then. Because the Saints, y'all might win y'all division, so I think you really can't say y'all.
They're not the Buccaneers.
If they play the Bucks, that's the thing though. I think the South will have one team in the playoffs. Whoever wins the division. That's what I think.
Yeah, that is true.
Unless y'all think somebody else going.
The league's too deep, so you're right.
Let's say the Bucks like slipped into the wild card. Like, let's say they were the 7th seed.
Let's just say that's what we're saying about mid-team like that.
Okay. Okay. I saw Baker go to Detroit a couple years ago when it was at their peak powers and take them to the wire. I saw it. I know we all saw it. Second round, because Baker had beat who did Baker beat in the first round?
But that's the year that the Lions had that bye, didn't they? No.
Actually, I think Baker lost in the first round.
This year the Lions lost to Jay McDaniels, yeah.
No. The Lions had a bye that year. You're talking about the year before that. This is the year the Lions went to the championship and lost to the 49ers. 2023. No, not 2020. Yeah, 2023, I believe. 1 second. Yeah, 2023. Boom. They beat the Eagles in the first round. Then they lost to the Lions in the second round. Baker did. And then I think the Lions went on to lose to the 49ers in the conference championship. So this was that year. And Baker lost by 8 points in Detroit. I'm not mad at that. And yes, whoever they play, I'm guaranteeing a first round exit. Whatever game they play, second round, first round, they will lose. And Dan Campbell will get fired. That's my guarantee for the NFC North. I think we all low-key agree. That's why I'm not getting that much rebuttal. I think we all like it. I love it. I think Dan Campbell's going after this year. I think at some point he said it best. He said it best that year they lost to the 49ers in the NFC Championship. He said, we might have had our only chance. Something along them lines. I'm paraphrasing. But he basically said that was our chance and we blew it. You're right. Because the very next year, what happened? You lost to the Commanders in the second round because you had the first round bye, lost to the Commanders. What happened this past year? You missed the playoffs entirely. I think they will bounce back because of an easy schedule. But in the playoffs, whenever I need my coach to make the right decisions, guys, I'm sure I can take. If we're talking about a big game with the biggest decisions on the line, Dan Campbell might be bottom 5. Am I over exaggerating? Y'all let me know.
You can't say that because if the Bears were to have lost to the Packers week 1, I mean the first round of the playoffs,
I would have said that about Ben Johnson.
Yeah, but since he got all the way through there, you don't even remember that he was over 5 on fourth down.
On fourth down, facts. And I did. And after that game, we did say he got away with that 100%. But yeah, I've seen Dan Campbell too many times, not even just in the playoffs, but in big games in the regular season. He's Mr. Big Tough Guy. He's Mr. We going for it on fourth down. And that mess don't work. It doesn't work. Mind you have Jared Goff, who we all don't really believe in. So it's not like I'm rolling the dice with Mahomes or with Caleb Williams. Ben Johnson had Caleb Williams last year. So I could very well say it makes more sense for Ben Johnson to say we're going for it on fourth down because I have Caleb Williams who can make a play. versus Dan Campbell saying we're going for it on 4th down with Jared Goff, where if it ain't there, you're cooked because he's not running for the 1st down. That's not going to happen. He's not making no crazy sideline pass. It got to be there. So I think that Dan Campbell's decision making is just it is piss poor. It is piss poor. So yep, that's my biggest. That is my bold prediction for the NFC North, and that is it from your boys for today, guys. Once again, if you want more of our daily content, please check the bottom of the screen for our social media accounts: TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Go follow us. And make sure you subscribe. Actually, on this channel, guys, subscribe, like, and comment. I read all the comments. I respond to all the comments. All right, but that's it from your boy Jay Best, your boy Real, and your boy Jared. Y'all stay blessed. We'll see y'all next week. We out.
Yo, they finna like and sub and leave a comment down below. Yo.